Hello, eighth grade end of year celebration committee. Thank you so much for agreeing to assist us as we begin the plans for a way to honor and celebrate our eighth grade students this year. Just a little background, I guess, if you will. One of the things I learned in coming here to Chisholm Trail is there really wasn't anything special done for the eighth grade students at the end of the school year. And I want to make sure that trend is reversed. I think it's a very important time for these young ladies and young men, and I want to make sure we honor and appreciate all that they've done throughout their middle school career. So we're going to be doing a couple of different events for the eighth grade students this year, and we'll talk more about each of them individually. The first one is the end of the year activity night, which is just kind of a fun event that we'll have for the eighth grade students, and it'll be for the Chisholm Trail eighth grade students only. And that'll be the last Friday of the school year, which is May 13th. And then on that last day, which is a half day on May 19th, we will also be doing some things for our eighth grade students as well. Your role mainly is going to be with the activity night. The other event, I've got my eighth grade teachers on, and they're just going to need a few things, assistance with that. So let's go ahead and kind of work through this presentation, if you will, this PowerPoint, so that we can kind of talk about what kind of the needs are of this committee. First of all, these are the individuals that I have asked to join us. As you can see, many of you were talked to at one of the recent basketball games, and we have basketball families here. Just it was convenient to do so, and of course families that I'm very well aware of and appreciate your assistance and support. While your role is to really assist and help coordinate and make some decisions on some items, we will definitely be seeking out assistance from the entire eighth grade family group, if you will, as well as potential business partners to help us with some of these items as well. In a sense, as I mentioned earlier, there's two events that we'll be having on May 13th. That is the eighth grade activity night, and that is a night event. And I'll talk more about it here in a moment. And then the last one is on May 19th, which is our last half day of the school year, in which we'll do kind of an honor and award celebration, almost like an Oscars, if you will, for our eighth grade students. Let's talk a little bit about the activity night. In general, as I mentioned, that is for the Chisholm Trail eighth grade students only, and it is a free event. Our hope is and our goal is that every eighth grade student will attend. We know not all of them will, but we're at least going to give them the opportunity to do so. You'll see we kind of have slotted a 2-hour block for that event. And I'll talk more about it a little bit later in some detail, but specifically that event will probably last an hour and a half as far as the fun activities, and then what I'm hoping to do, and I need to work out the details, I don't know how it works here as it did at Pioneer Trail, that last half hour I would like for our eighth grade students to get their yearbooks and be the first ones to get those, and then they can take some time and have their own yearbook signing as part of that night. But again, we'll talk more about that as we work our way through. In general, there's three things or three areas of focus for that night. And again, this is something that I've done, I don't know, probably the last 7 or 8 years at Pioneer Trail, and I think it really is a nice night for the students. Again, everything is free for them, and just an opportunity for them to come and have some fun. First of all, we need you to come up with a theme, and kind of the power that you have is the theme that you pick is what we will probably continue with for all future eighth grade groups. Reason being is we'll probably purchase or at least get donated or whatever it might be some items that would relate to this theme to help decorate and do some of those items, but then we'll keep those items and use those for future activity nights as well. At Pioneer Trail, ours was always a Hawaiian theme, and again, it was very easy to do. We would get the plastic leis and give those to the kids as they arrived. We would have a few Hawaiianish or beach type items there. And so something like that's very easy and possible, but I'll let you guys decide what you think would be a good theme to have for the event. Then we need the group to decide what type of activities do you want to have. We will have, the one thing that we will have is a DJ and music playing, and that will be playing in one of the gyms. The great thing that we have here at Chisholm is we have really large spaces that we can take advantage of. So from there, some things to think about. We could, in one of the other gyms, do some basketball and dodgeball, which kids like to do at these activity nights, but it may be something that you would just as soon not have the kids do, as they're going to get all hot and sweaty and all that kind of stuff. But it's, again, your call. At one time at Pioneer Trail, we brought in one of those video companies, if you will, that set up huge video game displays and big screens and all those kinds of things where the kids had the opportunity to play that throughout the night. We've also had karaoke in the past. We've had inflatables in the past, and all those kinds of things could be a part of that night. The great thing is, as I said, one of the gyms will have set up kind of with the DJ and the music if kids want to dance and listen to music. But we have the other gym, the brand new gym, and we also have the huge NPR space, and we have the auditorium. So we have a lot of flexibility with what we could do in regards to having the activities. The other thing I put on there is a photo situation or photo booth kind of a thing. What we would do at Pioneer Trails, I would get a parent who would like to take pictures and take photos, and we would just set up a little bit of a background, maybe some beach chairs or lawn chairs and some sunglasses or whatever it might be, and kids in little small groups could come and get pictures taken, and then those pictures were put out there, whether on like a Shutterfly or some type of a account that we would send out to 8th grade families, and then if kids or families wanted to go order some of those pictures, they could. And then in regards to the food and prizes that you see there, again, we want to have food for them. And again, the one thing I'll tell you, it seems like every year the groups that did the food went way overboard with the amount. But again, themes could be, one year they had a taco bar type theme for the kids to have. One year it was just pizza. One year it was some sandwiches. One year it was just snacks. Really something that you would want to decide as what would be the food for that. The other thing I put down there, again, at various years and kind of coming back to activities, sometimes they would do the old cake walks or cupcake walks, those kinds of things for people to participate in, but also to have as well. And of course, the kids always want sweets and desserts, and we would have drinks for them as well, pops, soda, water, those kinds of things. The other thing I put on here are gift cards or a gift. Again, depending on the year at Pioneer Trail, sometimes we were able to get businesses to donate gift cards that we had enough to give to every student as they left. One year we went to the Half Price bookstore and they donated books. To be honest, I don't know that went over very well because the books were maybe not of interest to a lot of the students. But again, be thinking about, are there businesses out there that maybe would assist or donate items for our group. Again, keep in mind you have about 254 students in this class, assuming they would all show up and attend. Really, your task for that night, again, is to select a theme, probably the first thing that you would want to do. Then to make some decisions on the type of activities that you want. Again, whether it's inflatables, whether it's just having basketball and dodgeball, whether it's a karaoke machine, whether it's kind of the video systems, those kinds of things, all of that kind of stuff. Again, to pick the food that you would want to have and how you want to go about that process. And then also, are you going to have gifts or prizes for the students and the kids to have at the end? And have for that part. So those really is your task related to that night. What we'll do is, once you get all that figured out, we'll begin communicating this out to the 8th grade parents, and also would encourage you, if you have business partners or people that you would know as well who would want to assist, we're willing to help us with this process. Our goal is to try to do this without having very little cost or expenses, whether it's we get the items donated, whether it's people bringing the food or bringing those types of things, or people making financial contributions as well that we can then use and put towards the items. There really isn't a budget per se in regards to I've set aside this much money. In the past, we typically have been able to get just about everything taken care of and sponsored by parents or by business partners. What we can't fund, though, we would take care of here at the school. Then just a little bit about the honors and awards day that they do. The 8th grade staff is going to be working very hard on this. They are going to have a very special event on that last half day. They're going to kind of make it similar to like an Oscars event for the 8th grade. That morning, that's a half day of school. The 6th grade teachers take and do something with their kiddos. The 7th grade kind of does the same. For the 8th grade, there will be a breakfast that morning, and it won't just be donuts and so forth. It'll be a sit-down kind of a breakfast that we'll do, that they're planning. They will have warm things to eat. They're talking about mini quiches and all kinds of different stuff like that they will have, as well as fruit. And again, they'll probably have some donuts and sweet things there as well. And then following that, there will be the opportunity to have kind of a celebration. And at that celebration, the 8th grade teachers will honor and recognize and do something for every single 8th grade child. They'll get called up, and we'll do this in the auditorium. They would call each child up, talk briefly about them as a team, and present them with some type of recognition or award as they wrap up. They're also thinking about having, somewhat like, the valedictorian type of addresses. It isn't going to necessarily be the top student, but have students also do some presentations and do some things there. They're also considering having our jazz band play and just having a very nice, fun event on that last day. Really a special event for our 8th grade students, but also for family and parents who are able to attend. The good thing about this is that the 8th grade teachers are really going to take this and run with it. To be honest, what they will really need more so will be parent volunteers, whether that's some of you or, again, we solicit this through Sign Up Genius. They'll need some folks to help decorate the night before as far as the auditorium and getting a lot of things set up. And then that morning of, just some assistance with getting the breakfast ready and set up for all of the students. One of the things they've talked about is also doing kind of a photo booth type thing again, just kind of that last day memories. I think in their minds thinking they would hope that the students would dress up and kind of make this a very nice event, and to get some last pictures, if you will, last 8th grade memories with some of their families and friends, and to do something with that. So with that, that's really in general what the role and purpose of this committee will be. We'll continue to stay in touch with all of you. If we think we need to have a meeting here at school, great. I know Carrie English had offered to host future meetings and plannings at her home, and who knows what will come out of those, because I'm guessing there'll be some adult beverages partaken of at that event. But again, I thank you so much for your willingness to assist us and make this a special last year of 8th grade for so many of these kiddos. As we work through the process, we'll just want to stay in touch and communication. As you come up with your thoughts and ideas, we'll share those back and forth. I don't anticipate there being ever any issues with those, but we just got to make sure we're also school friendly, if you will, and school district friendly with what we're planning to do. With that being said, again, thank you so much. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call or drop me an email. I appreciate your support.